Hello guys, another video from my car as every Friday on this channel. Not that much about Laravel, but more about dev career. And topic of today is dev career in terms of job of developers. And the market is changing. I often hear the thought and the idea, will AI take our jobs? And recently I had a great conversation with a friend who is a business guy, and he told me kind of a provocative thought, which I really liked and I want to expand on in this video. So dev jobs are taken and we have fewer dev job positions opened at the moment, but not because of AI. AI is only one small part of the reason. The majority of jobs are taken by, well, the economy. Shrinking costs, layoffs, hiring freeze, freezing the projects, freezing the budgets and stuff like that. The market is pretty harsh and hard at the moment if you're looking for a job. So cutting costs on developers is a pretty typical thing in 2024. But more than that, while rethinking their strategies and budgets, businesses started thinking to outsource the IT projects not to developers but to ready-made SaaS system subscriptions more and more, or other off-the-shelf solutions. And it's not a new thing. Things like Shopify and WordPress and Wix and others were on the market pretty long time ago, but especially in these years of savings, for many small businesses it makes sense to look for ready-made SaaS solutions and subscriptions and pay $100 per month or even less than hire a developer. Or even in terms of development, there are so many ready-made solutions for developers that it's much faster to get to the solution to the market. For example, in Laravel, if you want to create a SaaS project, for example, for selling courses or stuff like that, you can take Laravel Spark for subscriptions, Jetstream, maybe Filament, a few more tools and packages, configure it all together, hire a designer to make it unique, and that's it. So oftentimes the job of a developer is to configure tools and launch it and maintain it, with just some customizations on top. And also locally in Lithuania, I noticed more and more, but maybe it's worldwide trend, not just locally. So small businesses, new businesses like opening barber shop or restaurants or small bakeries or children playground rooms or stuff like that, they don't really need a website these days. What I typically find is that they don't have a website. They have presence on Google Maps and Facebook page. That's it. If they are active on that Facebook page and maybe Instagram, they're doing advertising on that social platforms where people already are, and they don't need to hire any developer to run their business. Of course, on the other side of the spectrum, if we're talking about companies like Shopify and others, those companies do need developers to, well, build their infrastructure. But then we're talking about senior developers, very senior developers, and not very many of those are needed either. So yeah, my friend, during the conversation that I mentioned in the beginning of this video, he told me that the jobs are taken not by AI but by common sense of businesses. They don't overhire developers because they don't really need them that much anymore for smaller businesses and smaller projects specifically. So yeah, sounds like dark times, but what should we do as developers? Should you reconsider even being a developer? No, not necessarily. It's just that the chance of being hired these days is quite significantly lower than 5 years ago, let's say. So what you can do is search for a job, try to search for a job, kind of mimic the situation, try to simulate the situation, look through job boards, forums, LinkedIn in your local country or wherever you would be searching for a job if you're not searching at the moment, and try to simulate in your head or on paper how you would be useful to that specific companies. Try to imagine that you get hired by a specific company and what would you actually do? What infrastructure you would work on, what projects would you work on, and then reverse engineer what skills you would need, and then maybe try to improve your skills or add some demo project to your portfolio. For example, simulate some kind of small e-shop but with a lot of records and traffic, so you can show that to potential employer when it's needed. Or maybe you find out that you need to brush your skills on some programming language, framework, or new tools on the market. It depends. So my advice would be, even if you're not looking for a job directly now, try to simulate what would happen if you do try to look for a job. But generally, the idea is that it's not the AI that will take our jobs. The common sense of the market may do that. What do you think? Let's discuss in the comments below. And see you guys in other videos.